Greetings, fellow Doctor Who fans. Well, you join us on episode 2 of The Hunt of the Daleks. The Doctor and his unit friends are having a party to celebrate Christmas, but Unit HQ has been invaded by Ogrons. Joe Grant has been captured and most of the unit soldiers killed. The Daleks are planning to assassinate the Doctor and steal his TARDIS to gain further knowledge of time travel. The Brigadier has gone to rescue Joe Grant, but before the Doctor could lend a hand, he gets captured by Ogrons. We recommence the story on episode 2. The Doctor ran into the control room. 2 Daleks came down the ramp. The Doctor fired at one of them, but the other one was coming too close. He managed to fire at the base of the Dalek, causing enough damage to escape. He ran up the first ramp, but was captured by a party of Ogrons. Take him to the Daleks! Benton stood up. His head was still very sore. He marched over to the unit headquarters to find some help. On his way, he noticed that one of the Ogron guards had been seriously injured. The Ogron was crawling along. Benton opened fire and the creature lay dead. He took his gun and ran into the building. On the 9th floor, the Brigadier watched as 3 Daleks glided off a conveyor belt and off into another direction. The Dalek production line was being operated by a red Dalek. The Brigadier crept up behind it and tried to chuck it over the edge. The Dalek was too fast and flung the Brigadier onto the floor. The Dalek aimed its gun at the Brigadier. Stop! All prisoners must be questioned first. This prisoner is the leader of the rebel soldiers. He will have information of the defences of Earth. Take him to level 16! The Daleks pushed the Doctor into a lift alone. The lift descended to level 43. The Doctor stepped out and a Dalek moved him into a prison cell. On level 16, the Brigadier was also being flung into a cell. He peered out of the cell and spotted Joe Grant lying on the floor. What have you done to Miss Grant? Demanded the Brigadier. Prisoners are to remain silent, the Dalek replied. The Brigadier moved away and sat down on a bench. Back in unit headquarters, Benton was in the armoury. He picked up a cotton bag and attached it to his trousers. Into the bag he put 8 grenades. Then he picked up one of the machine guns and walked out. Outside, new Daleks had arrived, but no one was there to fight them. Benton ran down the steps and was spotted by a Dalek. It fired on him. Benton jumped down and a part of the wall exploded. The Dalek pursued Benton. It fired again, but Benton had already got round the corner. The Doctor's cell opened and he was greeted by a golden Dalek. Exit the cell! The Doctor obeyed. Move over to the wall and prepare for extermination! Now wait a minute! We must talk about this, ordered the Doctor. The time for talking is over! You must face your execution! Stop! Don't you want to know about time travel? Inquired the Doctor. We have your TARDIS now! We can learn from it! Reported the Dalek. You must be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate! The Dalek opened fire, but the Doctor jumped out of the way. He jumped down to the floor and hid behind the Dalek. The Dalek fired at the floor, but the Doctor once again got out of the way. He stood up and pushed the Dalek into the cell. The Dalek swung around and fired at the departing Doctor. The Dalek missed by a fraction. The Dalek headed over to the control board. This is the Supreme Dalek! This is the Supreme Dalek! Emergency! Emergency! The Doctor has escaped! Do not spare him! Do not spare him! The Doctor ran down the corridors at a tremendous speed. He reached level 7 and was met by 6 Daleks. He ran back up the ramp and was met by another 6 Daleks. You are captured, and now you must die!